Probe 7. Over and Out. The Garden Before the Bite. Probe 7, Over and Out, is a 1963 episode of The Twilight Zone. It aired in Season 5. It centers on Lieutenant William Cook, an astronaut whose ship is damaged during a mission at the exact moment Earth destroys itself in nuclear war. Cook is stranded in space. His radio is dying. His home is gone. And he believes he is the last human being in the universe. When he crash lands on an unknown planet, he finds forests, fruit trees, clean water, and no signs of civilization. He thinks he's alone forever. But he is wrong. Because a woman appears, a native of that world, and her name is Narda. Cook, Narda, Adam, Eve. The episode is a stripped-down retelling of the Adam and Eve story, but rewritten without the punishments, without the serpent, without the wrath, and most importantly, without anyone eating the apple. This is Genesis before the guilt. This is Eden before the fall, the world before them. Cook hears his dying commander say that Earth lasted exactly 12 minutes after the enemy attacked. Both sides wiped each other out. Everyone is gone. Cook is told, in the final transmission ever sent from his home world, "I hope whoever you meet there, it can come without fear, without anger." Those are not military orders. Those are metaphysical instructions. They are the same instructions the garden was meant to follow before fear entered the script. Cook wanders the new planet trying to survive. He drinks from streams. He rests under trees. He looks at fruit he doesn't trust. Every step he takes is still in the shadow of the old world. Because the ego doesn't leave just because the landscape changes. It follows you like footprints you think you erased. The meeting. Fear before understanding. When Cook meets Narda, nothing divine happens. No halo. No miracle. Just fear. He assumes she is primitive. He assumes she cannot understand him. He assumes he is superior because his world had rockets. But she sees his body language, not his words. She sees the stick he holds, not the story he's telling. She runs because every mind in the dream of separation runs from what it doesn't understand. Cook thinks it's the language, but it's the mind. You don't fear because of vocabulary differences. You fear because you think you're alone, and anything other looks like danger. The undoing of the fall. There is a moment when Cook sets the stick down. His posture softens. His voice slows. He tries again. He says, 8. She repeats it. He points to fruit. She repeats the sound. He says earth. She says earth. This is the garden reopening. This is Eden being rewritten in real time. This is what happens when fear is laid down and minds begin to communicate again. Then comes the metaphysical punch. She tells him her world's name. Eartha. Earth. Eartha. Adam. Eve. Nothing needed to be invented. Nothing needed to be forced. It was already there. Names don't create exile. Projection does. The apple appears in this episode as a piece of fruit he points to while teaching her language. But nobody eats it. Nobody bites. Nobody falls. The entire fall is undone by simply not choosing fear. The new garden isn't new. Cook tells her, "This is our home. Not my land. Not my world. Not my kingdom." The ego always says, "We were dispossessed. Now we will possess." That was Earth's story. Ownership, territory, fear, borders. But here on this untouched world, Cook doesn't claim it. He joins it. He joins her. Two minds side by side instead of one mind against another. This is why the narrator says maybe the names belong to something. Maybe the place they walk in isn't really called Earth either. Maybe it is only a presumption. The Course says the same. The world you see is a presumption. A projection, a thought believed. But thoughts can be redreamed. Dreams can be healed. Probe 7 didn't discover a new Eden. It revealed the original one, the one that never closed. Because the real fall was never eating the fruit. The real fall was believing fear was real. And in this story, fear is undone. Understanding begins. Connection begins. Communication begins. The world begins again not with sin, but with a shared word. Earth, earther. A garden redreamed.